Okay, so in this video, we're going to see an evolution of the filtering that you've seen on the previous videos, where we could control the site's content, for example, using X showed in random. So you can see here, right, where some show, some others don't show. And the thing that's interesting is that as we create the mapping of the hashes, which is basically what you can see here, one of the things that's important, I'll just show all the hashes, is that we don't want to send all of this all the time to be classified. So there's a lot of work that I'm working on now to group this. And the first thing is to try to group this in particular groupings. And the first experiment I'm doing is just based on size. So I added a new mode, which I called the ABCDE by size. And also, I think you start to see that, I kind of going, small steps, small steps. Each allows me to figure out, and solve lots of little problems. And by the way, this is already running on a highly scalable AWS infrastructure. So you can see now here, what happens is this page gets grouped into 5 different elements, 5 groupings, roughly equal sizes. And then I put the AAA or EEE or BBB or DDE for each of the groups, right? So you could see what's interesting is you start to see the same hashes start to appear at sort of equivalent places, right? It's not 100% spot on, but it's already having some interesting views here, right? So you can start to see there's some good stability on the actual IDs. And the logic would be that we shouldn't want to reuse the same hashes because once we know what they're mapping up, especially when we do more advanced semantic knowledge graphs. So here's the same thing on the intercept. So you could see AAA, and you could see that as you navigate the top banner, there tends to be quite stable, right? And again, the articles go there. Here's the RSA website, again, the same kind of structure, and bits that you go there. And then actually on the Foundry, I'll just maybe show a couple more little things here. So for example, I can inject a debug panel in here. So that's this guy here. That shows some requests. Again, this doesn't exist on the real website. I'm just injecting here, right? I could also add a top banner, and we're actually playing around with the best way to communicate where things are being intercepted. So for example, something like that you add, but you can see that you need to be careful because we just lost a bit of the menu, right? So this is where it will get interesting, but also the fact that we control the content will allow us to do this much nicely. So let's just enable that mode ABCDE by size. So if I go here now, if I navigate to that page, you get to see the same thing, AAA. And you can see that, again, the titles at the top are quite stable, which is quite nice, right? In terms of the groupings that they have. That means that if I have all my A's and they get repeated, then I don't have to make another call to the LLMs to classify it. And you will get a lot more clever. But this is just a good example of the first pass in that direction.